Hello, Aquarius. This is your monthly reading for May 2021. It's spring and I'm allergic to everything, yet I insist on having my window open because I like the fresh air. So I'm going to try to get through this without hacking away or having a sneezing fit. I know I sound terrible, but it's just the way it is. So here I am anyway. I'm going to do a neat little spread for you today. The original spread was called the Love Life Thermometer. So I'm just going to change it to the Life Thermometer and generalize it a bit. But if you have any specific questions in mind, you can always just kind of figure out how it would apply to whatever the thing is, whether it's love or career or kids or your marriage or your friendships, whatever it is, you can figure it out, I'm sure, because you're an intelligent type. So let's dive right into it. This is going to be good. Okay, so this is your life right now. Oh, well, really? That is just as good as it gets. I am impressed. That's your life. The world, completion, everything. Fantastic. What a nice way to start a reading. Okay, so the world is all about completion and, getting everything you'd like out of life. So, that could be something that's actually happening, or it could be, maybe it's your attitude. Maybe you're one of those people who feels abundant at all times, regardless, which is so fantastic, who, really take stock of everything you've got and are happy about it. If you have a family, that in and of itself is something to be overjoyed about. If you have good friends, if you have, if you're on the planet and breathing, that could be a pretty good thing to be happy about. It's interesting when they do research on people and happiness. Some of the happiest people on this earth really don't have what we in North America perceive to be the best situation. I'm not saying they're people who are necessarily being brutalized, but they're often in really poverty-stricken situations, but they're just happy to have their children and things like that. So it's pretty interesting, I know that I have been fairly poor at times, but never so poor that anybody was going to starve to death. So, our perception of things is very, very different. I've never had a situation where I could not acquire a vehicle of some form, which usually I've lived in a place where that's somewhat mandatory. But, so I don't really know what it's like to be so poor that you really are not going to be able to find a way to feed your kids. So, it's just about perception. But some people who are in that situation are surprisingly happy, and they find a way with that level of optimism. They tend to find a way to make things happen, or if they don't, they keep the people around them fairly upbeat. It's really quite amazing. But anyway, that might not be your situation at all. You might have everything, for all I know. I'm sure you all have different circumstances, but the world is a lovely card, and this is a great way to start a reading. It means you can have anything you want, literally. So, something to make note of. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords could be bringing you a message of truth or clarity. That is often what the pages are about, bringing a message of some kind. If he's a person, he's a truth seeker, a young person who is very, very bright, very, very witty usually, always trying to acquire as much knowledge as possible, great at communication, very smart and communicative, great combination. So this could be somebody that you know, or it could be an attitude that you need for this month. That youthful spirit of learning and, never ending, having a quest for knowledge. It's an exciting card. The youthful cards are really exciting and vibrant, and the Page of Swords is definitely all of that. So this is general advice. Strength. Well, it's hard to give advice on the Strength card, but I'll tell you, if you have it, it's a great thing to have to tap into when you need to. And I would say tap into it when you need to tap into it, which is something you'd probably do naturally. The great thing about strength is it's not always like brute force or anything. It can be that you have the strength, the physical strength to get through things, but really this is more about, the ability to have inner strength. And it's not something you necessarily have to show on the outside. Sometimes the strongest people are the last ones you would ever expect to be incredibly resilient in the face of, difficult times. And difficult times can be all kinds of things. They can be emotionally difficult things. Um, they can even be when things go well. Excuse me, I was trying to avoid that, but of course it didn't work out. It can even be when things go well, like say you have a business and it takes off really, really fast and furiously, and then you have to adapt to that and find ways to create more product or hire more people, and you're just under the gun for stress. But your inner strength will carry you through on that. I mean, you're going to have the world, so I'm guessing that you do have a lot of strength and you will need it for the positive. This is a very positive reading. I think things are going to go really, really well for you. But if you have those trying times, sometimes you will also have that inner strength to deal with anything that's a problem. So this is what's going on right now. The Page of Wands, another page. So another situation where you could be getting a message about some active thing, some activity or something that you want to put into action. Maybe you've done some research and something's going to come back to you to tell you about what this thing is that you want to put into action. The Page of Wands is possibly a person, possibly a part of you, or something that you need for the month. And it's a more powerful combination when you've got the two pages. This one is more communicative and truthful. This one is more about putting something into action. Maybe you have an intellectual pursuit that you need to put into action. That's a possibility. The Page of Wands is learning how to put things into action. Say if you were wanting to start a business, there's a lot to learn in doing that. You might have to learn how to set up shop. You might have to learn about getting all your paperwork, business licenses and insurances and all that jazz together. You might have to learn a lot more about people, about your customers, your potential customers, or whatever the services you're doing. I mean, it's just endless. You have to learn about your competitors. You have to learn about so many things. Or anything. Say you want to make a sculpture, but you don't know how. You have the maybe artistic inclination, but you don't know about the materials used and, how long it's going to take. Do you have to have it fired? Is it going to dry on its own? All that stuff. So there's always learning involved in putting things into action. If you're going to do it right, if you're going to make it happen, you have a lot to figure out and, to start something up. And the Page of Wands is all about learning those things that start the activity or the action. So it's a very fresh, youthful card. These cards that are young people are, they give off a feeling of youth and excitement. And I mean, this reading could not be better. It just almost couldn't be better. And then you've got, and this is not terribly surprising, the Two of Wands and the Page of Wands. I often see together. And this one is, excuse me, I'm so sorry. On one hand, I want to just, every time I cough, just stop the video and toss it. But if I do that, I will be here for a week and a half. So this one is about somebody looking at their world and figuring out where they've been, where they're going, what skill set they have to take into this world. What do they want to create while they're here? All of those things. And it's rather exciting because no matter what your age, it feels like the beginning. It really, really does. And then with the page and all this fresh, youthful energy, it also is the beginning. Something is starting up. Something is brewing. Something's in the beginning stages. So it looks like you're going to have a very productive month. It looks like it's going to be exciting, productive, positive, really, really positive with this as your center card. So, Aquarius, I want you to have a great month ahead. Enjoy your life. I hope to talk to you soon. My email's below if you want to tell me anything. Enjoy and take care and have a great month.